Hey everybody, welcome to episode 18. Today we've got, we're going to do some Ninja Turtles, some Playmates Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be specific. And the reason why is, A, you haven't seen my Ninja Turtles collection yet, and I just got this, came in the mail. It's a box. No, it's a set that comes with a few guys that I've needed for the collection. I did get a double out of this, which I'm not really that concerned with. Let's leave them in the package. But I did get some people. I'll show you with the figures what's in it. I'll show you what I got. First, let's go through my Ninja Turtle collection. Oh, let me stop there. My Ninja Turtle experience goes back pretty far, pretty much back to the beginning. I would say to 1985. I didn't find the first, the oversized big original issues. I think those are in the 84. I didn't find those on the shelf right away. I found them in 85 and pretty much towards the end of 85, and the reason being because my first experience with Ninja Turtles in general was a role-playing game that I got at Joe's Hobby Shop in Rochester, across from the high school. It's not there anymore. And I was just perusing through the role-playing game section, and I came across this one book, and I pulled it out. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness by Palladium Books. I started flipping through it. I instantly fell in love with it. Had to have it. It was $9.99 at the time. So I bought it, and I remember walking home with it from Joe's back downtown Rochester. And my Ninja Turtle obsession kind of grew from there. I learned it was a comic book. I sought out the comic book. I think I got I wish I still had it. I didn't have the original number 1. I had like a third printing of number 1, which was still kind of pricey at the time. I think it was like $5 or $6, which was pricey for a comic. And I think I got the Raphael number 1 also, I believe, was a second printing. Wasn't the first. And then I think, I can't remember, I have to look at the Turtle comics. I think I got, whatever, couple of other ones that were out. I think I got like a first printing of number 3, or maybe it was number 4. I know the first wave, were all reprints because they sold out so fast because they had such a limited print run. But I'll get into the comic later. There's also there was some collected color comics by First Comics that I had. I'm still trying to acquire those again, but they're kind of pricey. But again, I'll do a more deep dive on the Ninja Turtles comic book. Today we're talking about Ninja Turtles, the toys, specifically the Playmates toys, which I believe came out in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. The cartoon had just come out. I got a story about that. I'll save that as well. Well, I guess I could incorporate that one into this one. So regardless, our Ninja Turtle thing had already existed for a couple of years, and then in 87, I believe it was this fall of 87, I could be wrong, it could be fall of 88, but I believe it was fall of 87, the Ninja Turtles' first 5 episodes aired on TV. I had a black and white 13-inch television set at the foot of my bed, and I knew it was coming because I saw the commercial for it, and then I woke up one morning, but I didn't know when it was going to be on, so I just woke up early to watch cartoons anyways, and I think this was a Monday, I believe, and I turned on the black and white, adjust the coat hanger, get everything in focus, and then all of a sudden they started playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. They started the thing. I was like, oh my god, here it is. So I quickly got on the phone, called up my friend and said, you gotta see this. Turn it on. It's on right now. He's like, I know, I'm watching it. I'm like, okay. So we watched the original one, and I really liked it right off the bat. I really thought it was amazing. It wasn't what I expected, and they changed some things from the comic, which is fine. But they definitely made it more kid-friendly. Not super kid-friendly. I mean, they didn't really dumb it down. They kind of sorted it as they went on. But yeah, so then I think the following year, in 88, the Ninja Turtles figures came out, and say I'll grab the one I actually had first because it was my favorite one. I went to Toys R Us by Lakeside Mall. I think my dad ran me over there, and anyways, they had the Ninja Turtles toys, and I got Donatello, who was my favorite of the 4 turtles. I got Donatello, and yeah, I just got him by himself. I think they were $3.99 if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could have been $4.99. But I noticed that they said the similar sizing or similar buck style to what do you call it? A Masters of the Universe He-Man figure. So they're kind of in that price range. But I thought, oh, they're great. I want them all. I remember seeing Splinter and thinking Splinter looked a little odd. But, Splinter does look a little odd. So I eventually started getting them. My 4 turtles are not the original turtles. I mean, they're not my original turtles, but they're also not the original 4 turtles in the wave. These are the shell, the ones where you can hide the storage shell turtles, because they just came out. They do have reissues of the other ones, but they're like $30-$40 a piece. Michelangelo, I think, is like $50. I'm not paying that kind of money for them. If I see them, under $20, I'll probably pick them up. But if not, these are fine for me. They work as turtles. The face sculpt's a little different, but pretty much they're the same, and the coloring's pretty close. So yeah, so let me hold these up here. So we had Donatello, of course. Oh, by the way, just let me show you. These are NECA stands. You can get these at Target. I just pick up, a few of them. They get $10, and they give you like 20 of them or something like that. I can't remember how many. But these are NECA stands, and they work for the most part in anything that's like 5.5 inches plus. I think these are considered technically 4-inch figures. The newer turtles are fine, but any of the first wave ones, because these are pretty one-to-one accurate. As you can see, the holes are really big, and I haven't figured out what the sizing is of those. I'm trying to seek down stands. So I've got a lot of these NECA stands. So what I did is I just took some green stuff. If you don't know what green stuff is, it's like a 2-part epoxy putty. It's not really that permanent. You could actually, it can break it out of there. Even hot glue is fine on plastic, because hot glue really isn't permanent on plastic. And I just put a little bit in there to kind of, make the hole smaller, and then plugged it in there, let it dry, and then it kind of hardened. And the putty stays in there pretty good. And if you do want it out, you can just take a little tool and pop it out of there. But it's good to make. I haven't done it to Splinter yet, because he kind of stands up fine on his own. But all of the other ones, like the Foot Soldier specifically, and of course, the notorious one for falling over is the Shredder. So there's the Shredder, and so what I did it with him. I kind of got his stance right, so he stays on the stand pretty good, and he stands, and you don't really have to fight with him, because he is probably the worst one of all. Foot Soldiers aren't too bad, but I did do it to there. See if you can see that. I'm not going to pull it out of there, because it might even be stuck to the stand. But I think it'll pull out if I pop it out a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to leave it in there. It kind of keeps them on the stand. Now, I'm not going to, even if I do technically play with these, I'm just going to set them up in scenes and stuff. I might move their arms. But for the most part, they're not super articulated, so they're more like statues. I'll just kind of leave them how they are. Just leave them on the stand. Just makes them easy to move, too. So yeah, you saw the Foot Soldier, you saw Splinter. Like I said, I've got all the other turtles. Leonardo's probably definitely my second favorite turtle. When I was a kid, when I very first started out, I loved nunchucks, as I called them, nunchucks. But he had the nunchucks, and so he technically was my favorite. It's back when they all had red bandanas, and they really didn't. I mean, they had personalities, but he didn't have like the cowabunga, personality yet. Which I don't mind that personality, but he used to kind of be my favorite just because I like nunchucks. But Donatello ended up growing on me as I read the comic, and then of course Raphael. Again, Raphael I thought was pretty cool, and had that solo issue of his. I had the solo issue for Donatello, which is with Jack Kirby in it. I love that comic. It's probably one of my favorite comics of all time. Is the Donatello and Jack Kirby issue. Let's see. That's pretty much okay. So the only other ones I have of the original. Some of them they don't need the putty, But then again, there lies the funny. Sometimes I might just hot glue some of these because, like I said, that's not permanent. I can just pop it out of there. Here's Rocksteady. Out of the Bebop and Rocksteady, I liked Rocksteady the most. So there's Rocksteady, and then here's they kind of so I think once putting him, hot gluing him down, would be kind of nice. I say he popped right off the stand because these guys don't the stands technically fit, but they're a little loose. And again, just tightening it up with some putty is fine. There's Rocksteady. Bebop wants to fall over. Sorry, that's Bebop. Rocksteady is the rhino. Bebop is the warthog or the boar or whatever he is. See, that's the originals of what I have. I don't have an April. They have an April in a new set, which I kind of refuse to get. I don't mind getting the Gecko, although the Gecko's kind of a lame figure, I think. But I would get the it for the April, although it's the comic adaptation of the cartoon, the Ninja Turtle Adventures, I think it's called. So like her collar's white, which is kind of weird. I think her pockets are white on her jumpsuit. Normally it's supposed to be all yellow with just white boots. But I'm hoping they'll just re-release in April. I'll just pick up a regular April. The Gecko, whatever his name is, Mondo Gecko. I'll probably, if they came out of them single carded, I would get them. Or if it was part of a set like that one, they had more. Problem is, you get two figures and you get like these more articulated versions, which are like comic book versions of the turtles. And normally, I think that would be cool. But if I want comic book versions of the turtles, I would just buy the NECA ones, especially the new one set that just came out. It's pricey, but that's what I would get. And even though I love the turtles, and I probably love the comic book turtles more, as far as the toys go, there's no nostalgia. There's no emotional connection to a comic book accurate turtle, but there is for the Playmates because I had them. So here's the other two kind of newer ones. There's Krang. He doesn't really need a stand. He doesn't even have a stand hole. I guess I could hot glue it onto a NECA stand, but he's fine for now. He'll stand just fine. And then, of course, Baxter Stockman. He fits the stand pretty good, and he needs it because he's kind of top-heavy with those wings and claws. But Baxter Stockman, he was one of my favorites as a kid when he came out. Just so colorful and big. I really do want a Casey Jones. Hopefully they come out with the Casey Jones, or re-release them. I'm sure they will. Playmates they don't seem to ever stop re-releasing these. They were re-releasing these 10, 15 years ago. They seems like every 5 years they decide to re-release them again in some kind of configuration. This is probably the biggest release I've seen of figures, though. I know the Rat King he's on the back of one of the cards, so I'm assuming he's coming soon. I'd like to get the Rat King. Yosagi Ojimbo, that was one of my favorites. I want him. I can't remember what the one bug guy is, like the top knot. I can't remember him at the top of my head, but I really liked him. He was cool. The Panda was cool. Over here I've got Genghis Frog. One thing about Genghis Frog is if you get him and you want to put his grenades in his belt, don't take his belt off. Just try to get him in there with the belt on because his belt is so hard to get back on. I've only got it on the one loop, so it's kind of loose. I don't have it where it originally came. I'll probably attempt it later, but it's so hard to get his belt back on. So if you get him, try to get the grenades in his belt without taking his belt off. Trust me. And then, of course, Wingnut and Screwloose. So as far as that new set I got, they've got a double of Wingnut and Screwloose, which is fine because he's cool. But I'll put him... I'll just save the carded one. Here's the carded one came with the set. Actually, all these in the sets usually come with these different packaging graphics. They're the same figure, pretty much the same card, except for they're for the special edition card. But other than that, they've got a little bit different, but it's the same exact figure. So I'm just going to leave them in the package. And of course, it set also comes with a second foot soldier, or another foot soldier. So I'll have two. Technically, I want 4 foot soldiers. Obviously, there's 4 turtles. I'd like to have 4 foot soldiers, so each one of the turtles can fight a foot soldier. So I got to find 2 more of these. Now the problem is these are kind of hard to get because they come out in that big case. And I bought my Baxter Stockman and Foot Soldier at Meijer, where I go grocery shopping. Problem with Meijer is, just like any of the other toys or places that have toys, because there's no toy stores left anymore, is they have what am I trying to say? They have they won't reorder a case until that case is sold. Problem is, I bought everybody in that case except, and I went back and got Mondo or Genghis Frog, and I went back and got Wingnut and Screwloose, and that same case was there. But I didn't buy the Shredder and I didn't buy the Krang because I got them in the set, which came with Bebop and Rocksteady. So nobody's bought those 2 figures, and those seem like a hard sell to buy. I don't know if anybody's going to really go after those. Nobody really goes to my Meijers to buy toys. If they have something, it'll stay on the shelf for a while, even if it's something sought after, because people rarely go through the toy aisle. But it's way in the back of the store, and the store is way out in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. It's up bumped up against cornfield. So, yeah. So until they order a new one, they're not going to order a new case, and if they don't order a new case, I'm not going to get I won't be able to find another Foot Soldier. And again, I want 2, so I'll have to hit up Walmart. They're online. People want like $25 for them. I refuse to pay that. I would pay $15. Yeah, I would pay $30 for 2. It's only a couple of dollars more than retail, but I would pay $30 for 2 of them. But that might actually be what happens, or I'll have to get them on eBay. And I don't really care about how good the card is because I'm going to open them for certain. So I need 2 more Foot Soldiers. I'll eventually open these. I just got these today, so I haven't opened them yet. I figure you guys might want to see them in the package. This figure I'm not huge on. He is carded individually. I think he came in that case, possibly. I know he's in the back of the card with like Rat King, but I thought I saw him, and somebody else had bought him. I wasn't eager to get him right off the bat, but I do want him just because he's part of the collection. And I'm sort of a completist with these. I want a lot of the key figures in most of the figures, but some of the extra turtles. Like, I'll get the original Turtles, but I don't want, like, the sports Turtles or anything like that, or movie Turtles. I'm pretty much fine with those 4 Turtles. I did pre-order the Party Van. I didn't buy it. It came out, and it's coming out again as a second run, and I did pre-order it on Entertainment Earth for $39.99, because you can get it on Amazon. People want, like, almost $60 with the shipping, because it's not considered Amazon Prime. So the Party Van is coming. The Blimp, I'm up in the air on the Blimp. No pun intended. But it sells. It's supposed to be $39.99. Somebody's got it on Amazon for $49.99. The only reason I would get the Blimp, which would really make me want it, though, I mean, it's okay, but I would probably hang it. And if I got the other set of Turtles, the original Turtles, I would take the Party Shell Turtles, or the Storage Shell Turtles, and put them on the Blimp, and then save the other 4 Turtles for the Party Van. Other than that, I probably won't get it. Unless I find it for dirt cheap, I might pick it up. Yeah, Leatherhead, I'm not a huge fan of him. He's kind of like Splinter. I don't know if you can see him in the back of the package. He kind of sits a little funny. I'm not overly enthused about the way he sits, or stands, but I figured I'd get him. He came in the set, so might as well. One figure I did want, my son, he hasn't seen these yet, but he sees this, he'll love this guy, because he loves the Pancake Heads, is Mutagen Man. I didn't see him as going to be out carded, so this set, I think, is the only way to get him, I believe. I'm not 100% certain. I mean, they might eventually card them all, but anyway, so I wanted him because he came in the set. So basically, the set, I saw it when it came out, and they wanted like $75 for it. I'm like, no way. I saw it go as low as like $62 on Amazon, and I was like, no. And people on eBay wanted too much for it as well. But I was just tooling around last week, and I was on, was checking out because I had it in my wish list. and it showed it for $49.99, and I was like, okay, well that's retail. So technically $39.99's. See, I got some of these figures less than retail because the set that came with the 1/4 and the 4 turtles were cheaper buying them in the set for $39.99, because if you buy them in the store, it's like 48 something because they're $11.99 a piece. So $49.99 is pretty much retail for these. So I said, okay, now it's time to buy it. I mean, it'd be nice to get it for $39.99, but I'm definitely not going to pay the higher prices. So I bought it for that, and then had it, and it shipped pretty quick. Got it in like 2 days because my Amazon Prime. So I think I showed you all my guys. Let's see, 20 minutes. So what we usually do, as we always do when we get our figures. Now here I want to show you something kind of odd. Put some of these guys over so I can get to my keyboard. When I say odd, it's just that this site is usually right on the money, except for with these turtles, it's been a little weird. And there's probably a reason behind it, but I don't know what it is. And I don't really hear a lot of people talking about the Action Figure 411 site. I'm sure I'm not the only one that uses it, but all right, I can get to my keyboard. Let me switch over to screens. There we go, Action Figure 411. Let's put me back on there. Okay, so yeah, that original set that I had is right here. Yeah, $49.99. I paid $39.99. They said that's retail, and now Amazon had it for $39.99 and didn't show that it was marked down. It just said that was the price. So actually, yeah, right here says that somebody on June 6th had found it there for $39.42. Might even come down a few cents, but yeah, they have a price here. So that's how I got those guys. And then this is the Cohorts collection, which is comes with the cool box. This guy here. I'll save the box just because I probably put stuff in it. But boxes are coming out my ears now. Seems like I have a bigger box collection than I have a toy collection. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see them here. These are the 4 turtles, the other turtles here. Now some of these, like here's the sports turtles. I'm not going to click all these on. But here's what I want to show you. So when you go into your dashboard and you click on turtles here, and you go to your collection, and then I shows that the party band, but I actually forgot to put the pre-order on here. Yeah, party band's pre-ordered. I don't have it in hand yet. But if you go back to just the regular Playmates and click on Visual Guide, these are the original. They've kind of lumped the reissues in with the original Playmates. So the ones on the top row, or most of these, are all the originals. There's what's his face? Rat King, like I said, I want him. He's supposed to be out. Oh, I want these guys too. I really like the General Trag, and then who's the other guy? I know there was another one somewhere. I think they had the other rock guy. There's Casey Jones. And there's that USI. I can go through all these USI. You know what's funny is I do not remember them actually having a mouser. I think they did, but I don't remember this. I'd get mousers. I'd buy like 4 mousers, 1 for each turtle. Fugitoid. He's a cool character. Where's that? Oh, there's that guy here. Yeah, I had him. I really liked him as a kid. He was just neat looking. Scumbag, that's what his name was. Scumbag. There's that panda. But yeah, I pretty much had them up till about this wave here. Which, let's just see what Wingnuts. 90. Yeah, so I had them up to 90. I don't think I went into 91 because that's when the movie came out. And I saw the movie. I mean, I actually read the novelization. It was by Alan Dean Foster. I think he wrote the novelization for it before I went and saw the movie. So, yeah, I mean, I like the movie, but when they start coming out the movie ones, I think these are movie ones here. I don't really care for, like, movie accurate ones or whatever. I like the movie. I think it's great. I think NECA's doing a bang up job with the bang up job. I can't believe I said bang up. But anyways, they're doing a cool job with the movie ones. They're also doing cool ones, the cartoon ones, and the comic book ones. But they're a little pricey for my blood, so I haven't really got into the NECA stuff. I'm kind of limiting my NECA. Right now, Dungeons and Dragons is about the only NECA I'm going to be buying because they're pricey. A lot of the other goofy ones I don't really care so much for. The Ninja, the movie 3 with the samurai ones. Okay, so we get down to here. This I would have loved. This set was available for the longest time. I didn't buy it. This is when they re-released them. I want to say it says 2020. They came back with them, but I had seen these all 6 of these and a Foot Soldier. I saw them on the shelf like in 2013. I saw them on the shelf in like 2007. I want to say too. And I think I might even saw them like in the early aughts or even late 90s. So they seem to like they've always, every 5 years or so since they've come out, and since they kind of died down in the 90s, they've been putting out, re-releasing them, reissuing them, which is fine. I think that's cool. I think it's cool they're keeping them out there. There's a set here. That would be an option too. I really just want the original ones on card, even though I will open them, but the set would be fine. I don't really care for some of these other sets. Like I said, this set I don't care about the sports ones. I can't remember who was in this one here, but yeah, I got this set. So here's what I wanted to say was, so they have this set here, and like I said, this site is usually pretty on the ball, and they have the set that I just got. However, they don't have any of the individually carded storage shell turtles. They have the originals, and you think maybe they put them up with the original, like side by side. And I only found like 1 up there or 2. Like they didn't even put the original ones. Here's the one. That's the Michelangelo. So that's the one I got in my hand. So that's the original from '91. That's why I don't remember them, because I wasn't collecting them in '91. But yeah, I want the neutrinos too. Like, what's his face? Can't remember what his name is. It just says Neutrino, I think, and then Kala. Because if they come out the car, even if the car, they show the bad guys in the car, technically, that is a car. So yeah, that's the car that's featured on this box. If they come out the car, that would be cool. But I would like to see them do the space car, which I don't see here, and do the neutrinos. And like I said, then do the rock guys, maybe like the rock tank. But I don't know if they had a rock tank either. But anyways, so mostly it's the old vehicle. So there's the new blimp, which is available. And this one will be, it was available, then it sold out, and then people jacked up the price on it. So it's supposed to be reissued again in the fall. And I've got it on pre-order through Entertainment Earth. So hopefully I'll get mine for retail, $39.99. But I would like to see a Terror Drone, definitely. I really love to see a Terror Drone. It was $30 in 1990, which was kind of pricey. What's it going for? Yeah, they're all going for crazy current prices. $300 loose. What's it say about the low? Oh, it doesn't even show the lowest. Somebody's got one. They want $300, so they're pricey on the secondhand market for a vintage one, which I don't really care to have a vintage one. I just think they should release it. That'd be cool. You could release it. It could just be internet only. They don't have to go to retail with it. I'd like to see the Mutant module too. That'd be kind of cool. That was one of the last things I remember in '90. Some of these other ones I don't remember because I wasn't into it. They look cool. And then also I'd like to see them reissue. The car would be cool. That would be cool for 2 bad guy vehicles. They're going to have the party van. The blimp's fine. Terrordrome would be cool. But since you're going to have the Terrordrome, I would like them to also have the sewer playset. Now, you can't tell me that they can't put this in retail because the Mutant Mayhem movie just came out. They just released all those action figures. I'm not going to get any of them. I might see the movie. But the thing is, they have a sewer playset, which is even bigger than this. And it's made by Playmates, and it's at retail. So they got no. Sorry, they got no. They don't really have any excuse not to make the Terradrome and the Sewer playset, which would be nice. But, you know, I mean, it seems like they're not going to stop making these. So just wait your time, and eventually you'll have everything. Just don't get rid of anything, and you'll just keep adding to the collection. So my big thing was they don't have any of the other turtles listed here, so I can't add them to my list. They don't have any of that extra case. They have the set, which I have, but the case, which comes with like the Foot Soldier and stuff, they don't have any of those listed here to add to your collection. And they also don't have like Rat King, which he isn't out yet technically. I think there's, even though he's been in the back of the card, I don't think he's out yet. He's not. You can't. There's no listing for him to even pre-order, so they just kind of come out, I guess, which is weird because you could pre-order some, but you can't pre-order the other ones, and it just gets kind of like, all right, this is kind of squirrely. I just don't understand why, you know, one person doesn't know what the other person's doing, or they can't get things consistent. You know, you can pre-order the party van, but you can't pre-order a character that's supposedly on the back of the card, and if he isn't going to come out, then why'd you put him on the back of the card as the cross-sell? So, I don't know. First world problems, right? So, yeah. So that's my Ninja Turtles collection. Like I said, I'll get more of a deep dive into the role-playing game from Palladium and the comic book, especially those first. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to show you. I'm trying to track down those first editions. They had 4 colorized versions of the original comics. I think up to like issue 10 or 12. I can't remember. There's 4 of them, and my one buddy had them, and then I was like, "Oh, those are awesome! I gotta have them." So they were. You could get them at Fireside Books in Winchester Mall. So I think where I bought all 4 of them, I believe, and they were $9.99, I think, a piece, or maybe they're $7.95 a piece. They're pretty thick, soft bound. First Comics put them out. Really nice looking. It was the only colorized version you could get at the time. You know, I think they've come out. A couple of the omnibuses have them. I have an omnibus that's colorized. You know, a PDF of it, or not PDF, but CBR of it. But other than that, the Ninja Turtle stuff, I love it, and there's a lot to it. But there's not a lot of things to get to find, really. I'll talk about, like, they had miniatures out, which I'll probably try to find some pictures of those and show you for when the Ninja Turtle game came out. But yeah, other than that, that's my collection of turtles, and we're about 32 minutes, so it's a good place to stop. All right, tomorrow, what am I going to do? I was thinking, what have I not covered in a while? I've kind of been action figure heavy. I'm not going to do my Ghostbusters set yet, but eventually I'll show you the real Ghostbusters collection. I'll probably save them for a little bit because I'm pretty much I haven't showed all of my ultimate G.I. Joes. I only have the first 4, and I'll tell you why I bought those. I wasn't originally going to, but let me pop back to myself here. Sorry about all the ums. When I get to editing eventually, I'll edit out all the ums and ahs. But what else? I've got, like I said, I got a few things on pre-order. I'll probably do videos when they come in, you know, like I've been doing these. I kind of want to get in, I got a Dragonlance, but I want to kind of prepare for Dragonlance a little bit more because there's some certain things I'm trying to find that I want to show you. I got all the modules in PDFs. I can flip through those. I'm not going to flip through them all, but I'll show you at least like the first one, Dragons of Despair. I got all the novels up to End of Hero, I think, or Tale. I have the original one, Tales and Heroes. I think it's called Hero, or Legends. And then I've got, I don't have it, but I've got a PDF of the art of Dragonlance, which is a nice way to see some of the artwork, especially the Larry Elmore art. But other than that, I'll wait on Dragonlance. I might go through Children of the Atom. I know I just did an X-Men thing recently, but I might do Children of the Atom, the book for the advanced version of Marvel superheroes. Oh, that's one thing I want to tell you. I did finish this book, and again, I think I've read it 4 times now, and it's a great book. It's outdated, and a lot of the information is not a lot of it. I say a small portion of the information is antiquated. It's useless. I mean, it's not useless. It's interesting, but it doesn't really help you today. I should write a book on run personally with all the stuff that I know about, doing comics, especially comics on the internet with web comics today. But it's still a good book. It's got a lot of information. I'm going to go over this one too. Again, I don't have a PDF or anything of it, so I'll probably just be doing a lot of flipping through pages. Maybe I'll scan some key pages in, so I'll have to prepare for that one. But other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Let's see, is this today's 15th episode? Or no, it's 18th episode. So what we got? 2 more days this week. All right. Well, whatever. I will catch you guys on the flip side. If I could find my pen to shut my camera off. What do I do with my stylus? Oh, it always falls under my tablet. All right. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.